YouTube. Good evening. There we go. We're on YouTube. It's raining a little bit outside, thundering again. So let's see. Hopefully the connection's good, smooth. We're on 30 FPS this time. And we're going to be watching a video. I'm going to read you an article first about, to give a little bit of the story and synopsis of what's going on. This is a recent story. Make sure we're good here. Okay, we're good. We are good. I'm going to run this video real quick. Just give it a couple minutes to let people join in. If you're watching the rebroadcast, you're going to have to skip ahead 5 minutes. All right? All right. All right. Hey, hey. Hola. I might end it a little early. Let's just make sure everything's running according to plan. Like Facebook isn't right now. Amazing. Amazing. Whoop.
Well, you look at that.
Sorry.
You gotta remember. Welcome to the dark side.
Title is too long. Oh, maybe that's what happened.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh, we got people here. I thought everybody was gonna be out partying. It's Friday night. Oh no, it's Saturday night. What the hell am I saying?
Never used a machete.
You know what?
As you can tell. Oh shh.
I'm a little caffeine beverage. I don't know anything about this story, to be honest with you. It just came across my feed and it looked interesting. We'll give it about 1 more minute and I'll cut it. We'll get started. I'm gonna be up early tomorrow, I think. All right, let's stop it. Let's stop it. I just want to get started. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Good evening. And I wanted to share this story. I want to read the article to give you guys a little bit of what's going on, because the video we're going to watch is about an hour long. I don't know if we're going to watch the entire thing, but they recorded the incident. So I want to read you the article first so you guys get an idea. So I get an idea. I'm going to have somewhat of an idea. And I like the People article better than the other one that I was reading. Something like that. I think my blocker is blocking everything, but that's okay. Mercado and partner Tyrone Denier recorded the Wednesday traffic stop in which their 10-day-old daughter was taken 5 months after losing their 18-month-old son, Amenra, to Florida CPS. So this person, she's had 2 kids taken away. I feel like if we do this, it might be better. Okay. She's had 2 kids taken away. All right. Saisha Mercado and partner Tyrone Denier have lost custody of their newborn daughter following a roadside safety check in Florida on Wednesday. This news comes just 5 months after her 18-month-old Amenra was, in her words, forcefully and legally taken by the Florida Department of Children and Families on March 11th. So this video we're going to watch now, let me skip past this for now. And the child's in the state protection following the August 12th court hearing. And so let's get to the incident, what happened previously, so we can get a little bit of context of what's going on. I guess they're following these people around. The 34-year-old singer claimed she had previously taken her son, Ra, to Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in Florida for fluids while transitioning from breastfeeding to the bottle due to her pregnancy when Child Protective Services took the boy. On March 11th, our son, Amenra, was forcefully and legally taken from us by CPS, who claimed we refused a B12 shot. That was a matter of life and death, which is an absolute lie. They have a GoFundMe page. We never refused the B12 shot, and at no point was he on the verge of death, which I wonder, I think there's a video for that. I don't know if that's anywhere. I thought they had a video. There's a lot of stuff on here, but I know I saw a video somewhere, but Mercado also insists her children are prime examples of racial discrimination in Manatee County. Our son has since been placed with a white foster family without interviewing qualified relatives or friends of our family for placement while they investigate. We're given limited information and presently only have weekly Zoom visitation for an hour with our son, with no court order stating these visitation limitations. Reads her GoFundMe, which initially created to bring her son Ra home. So this is the statement from Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital provided people with the following statement. Our first priority at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital is always the safety and privacy of our patients and their families. Therefore, we strictly follow privacy laws that limit the amount of information we can release regarding the particular case. However, we can say that our first responsibility is always to the child brought to us for care, and we are legally obligated to notify DCF when we detect signs of possible abuse or neglect. So that it is DCF that investigates the situation and makes the ultimate decision about what course of action is in the child's best interest. So it says they've raised over, well, now they're at $330K, but this was for the first child. Now they took the newborn. So let's check out this video. And if somebody knows, I thought I'll check it. I'll see if I can find it. That B12 shot video. I thought there was a video for that. So we'll take a look and see. I mean, I never heard of that. The whole, I wonder, was there something else that they saw that they're claiming they try to refuse a B12 shot? Let's see. Playing 2 times. Oh no, ¿qué pasa? What happened? You don't want to play? How about you?
Deputy's car is pulling up. Let Derek know that now another car.
Yeah, I just spoke to the investigator. She's en route to you guys now.
Okay, all right.
Is he here to
So
just
she's
wait?
aware. I told her you all were en route to the sheriff CI office here, so she's aware.
Everybody, welcome, welcome.
She seems at least friendly at this stage, so she's en route to you all.
Let him know another car is pulled up.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch on. They was sitting outside the house. So this was somebody,
Yeah.
they was already ready for this.
Yeah, they're ready. They was ready for this.
Yeah.
They're trying to make a scene. You know, but like I said, we'll fight back. Ask your wife to send me her location. I'm trying to find it to the best of my ability, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting to you guys.
All right,
You know how to do that, to send the location?
I'm gonna figure it out.
But look at the nearest address and just give me a landmark or something to that effect, so I can
Okay.
actually,
On the
you know.
corner.
I know, I'm gonna give him an
corner of
address.
Whitfield and
I know, we gotta give him an
And
address.
Montgomery.
I got it. Give me a second.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, I knew the nearest address over here, Penny's address. And then you could just keep straight.
So they were stopped for a welfare check, a roadside welfare check.
city launched the Impact Fund to invest in both women and entrepreneurs of color like me.
Yeah, we're
So I
currently
realized
detained
why
by
they
Manatee
shouldn't
County
give
Sheriff's
everything
Department.
I already called Frank and let him know we're currently surrounded by sheriff. He's sitting on the corner of Blackwood Ridge. And
We're surrounded right now by Manatee County Sheriff's Department, and that's our current
Yeah, but
situation.
It is me. It is.
And they are wanting us to turn over our newborn.
They all have all of our IDs. And we're sitting here and more coming. I don't know.
I know we fighting to bring Ra home. Now they're
They had some.
wanting to take our
They
newborn.
had somebody staked out to follow us out. And once we got to the light, to turn to head to the courthouse, we were pulled over. He's trying to get here. We're in an area where we can't have physical.
Everybody that's been following,
because
fighting to
there's
get
no
Ra
vehicles on
home,
all
but now they
corners.
taking our newborn. So we surrounded by Manatee County Sheriff's Department at this time. Share this video, share this live feed.
No, Teron, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't.
What I'm wondering, because I'm reading a little bit as this is playing, I'm wondering about the history and stuff because so they lost two kids, right? They lost the trying to get the names right. The newborn now, but then there was Ra, the son. And it says during the ongoing fight to get their son back, the couple asked that all caseworker interactions be facilitated through their lawyer. When CPS investigators showed up at their home, upon learning Mercado gave birth to her daughter, they were refused entry and referred to an attorney. After that stalled initial visit, the agency reportedly received approval to conduct a welfare investigation and remove the newborn. I was wondering if they gave birth at home. That's what I was wondering. But the initial claim, because she was breastfeeding, she was transitioning to bottle, and when they brought him to the hospital, they said he was malnourished or supposedly refused the B12 shot. It says here that the Herald Tribune, they were told that the medical staff reported Mercado and Denier for turning down B12 intramuscular shot as recommended by the hospital, a claim that Mercado adamantly denies. So she's saying it's not true. Let me keep playing it.
Going live showing these people surrounding us. It's not time for that right now, Teron. It's not time. Wait. Just wait. We're waiting on the attorney. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Just said, are they anti? I can't even say the word. Are they anti? I don't know.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know this. All right, bye. Sasha, we're gonna be all right.
Let's see what else I can find. They raised a lot of money.
Go down on your knees and pray real hard, Linda. We're sitting here, we're surrounded by sheriff deputies. We never landed.
That's the baby in the seat in the back.
We're headed to the courthouse on the corner of Woodfield and Lockwood Ridge. I'm trying to find an address so the attorney can get to us. And all they do is have one squad car after another pulling up. No, we pulled over
B12 is a
nicely.
vitamin.
She flashed the lights and told us to pull over. We pulled over. We complied. We've been complying. All we're doing is complying. That's all. On the street, headed driving.
They was waiting outside our house. They was following from the jump. They never left the house. They was sitting outside. It was a blue unmarked. It was a blue unmarked truck. Yeah, they in unmarked cars. So.
Why are they making this such a big deal?
So the newborn was 10 days old.
They
That's
have
what
all
they
the
doing.
license.
they can, but this is what they're choosing to do.
So in February, like we were talking about, there was allegations of malnutrition from the hospital people, I guess. When she tried to wean off the baby off of breast milk.
Yeah, that's documented. He got that. He put it down in the phone, in the notes. All right. Let me call Karima and let her know too. All right. Sasha, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
Oh, so loud.
Karima, with us complying, driving to the court, like we said, the attorney talked.
So the Manatee Sheriff's Office previously told the Fox station that doctors called them about concerns over the boy's health, revealing he was malnourished and underweight. We were told by these medical professionals that unless he got treatment he needed, ongoing, consistent treatment, that he would die. That's their claim, allegedly. It was our understanding that there had been a lack of medical care. The sheriff's department told the news outlet, "We want him to go back home. It just has to happen at the appropriate time." I don't know.
With them at 1 o'clock in the morning, and they told us we're to meet at 8 o'clock. We driving there because Tehran sat each of the 4 kids and I, and we're now surrounded by sheriff deputies. They pulled us over en route to comply. We were en route to comply. All we were doing was meeting with the attorney so we can give a set to them. Yeah, he's trying to find us because he was staying in the Airbnb because he didn't get in because he had to drive from Tallahassee last night. Yes, we called him. He's trying to figure out where they have us stop. We don't have any buildings with an address to be able to have him find our location. Yes. 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 So did the map, were you able to send him the location, Tehran?
I'm doing it now.
Tehran said he'd be able to send it. Okay.
Might just fast forward too if it stays quiet until they engage with the police.
All right. We need to. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you just go? It's not working. Can you go into Google? All you gotta do is type in Lockwood and Whitfield.
I did.
Yeah.
All right. Ask Derek. Karima said, ask Derek.
Yes.
I'm talking to Karima, my friend who's a retired judge. She said, should we be calling the media right now?
I mean, right now, I'm just, I want to make sure that we have the right angle first.
He said he wants to make sure he has the right angle. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, no, it's charged. Okay. Okay, all right. She said keep video and everything. All right, bye-bye. She agreed with him, but on any media share, just keep video and take video. You get a full view of all these cars. How many cars do we have? 4.
Wow, they got a lot of cops over
There's a
there.
lot of them.
Jesus.
Unmarked cars.
Yeah, those marked cars, those unmarked cars are sitting outside pretty much. They never left. Like, when they was here, they never left. Making I don't know. You know what it is.
Thank you for the share. Thanks for the like, Cindy, Tasha, Clairvoyant. Thanks for the sub,
This is
Goth.
saying that you can't comply. No matter what you do, you're out of compliance.
No matter what you say, no matter what you do, it's something.
Over the top. Like, no matter what you do, you comply, you read them your rights, you do whatever you do, like, they're just going to do what they want to do.
this right. Is he turning around?
Yeah.
Frank,
Hello?
Are y'all
you
recording?
turning around?
Yeah, we are.
You said you are?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. All right.
Somebody commented real quick on Facebook. I'm not going to interrupt too much, but Susan said, I read that the doctor who called CPS on them has reports of doing this quite often. She is too hasty in calling them. The second baby they took wasn't reported to CPS as being born. Thank you for clearing that up. That's what I thought when we read that. So it seems like they took the first child. And so these people show up at the place, at the house, to do some sort of check or whatever. And that's when they discover there's another baby. There's another baby that they didn't know about. That's like not on record, I guess. Oh, but it says the second baby who they took wasn't reported to CPS as being born. So I don't know if they were born at the hospital or at home. I would think it'd be at home because I would think there'd just be a record of it. The CPS would know that, I would think. I don't know. You guys comment and let me know. While an active case was going on. Damn. You know, it's kind of... I have some thoughts, but I'm going to type my thoughts and save it to the end so we can get through this.
Make sure you know, just keep it clean.
Okay. All right. I'm sitting here. I'm in the green car. My car is at the apartment because this is the car holding all of this.
Hold on. What'd you say, John?
It's jumping.
Good. All right. Just make sure you know, just keep it clean.
Okay. All right. I'm sitting here. I'm in the green car. My car is at the apartment because this is the car holding all of this.
Hold on. What'd you say, John?
I said, if they're there doing something to record it, let us know that they're complying with the court order.
Oh, that's
reiterate
custody.
that this is unnecessary, that this is harassment at this point, and that you're complying with the court order to take your child.
Yeah, and they've been doing that. So thank you. But I'm a mile away, so I'm gonna try to get there as quick as I can.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
No, my husband is pulling up. I'm trying to I'm not in
Imagine if there's an operation like that where doctors
keep
would do it.
reiterating. Yeah, you heard that. You know, so we're on beat. So I'm like a mile away. So says the GPS.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we surrounded by Manatee County Sheriff's Department. They here to take our newborn.
There it is. Oh. Wonder why all the cops. I mean, they're not gonna run. Right? Doesn't seem like they're gonna run.
No laws have been broken. No statutes have been broken. But this is all right.
Oh, Jessica.
Yeah, she took her out. We got the car seat. No, she took her out the car.
That's one of the. I wasn't gonna say it. That was the first thing I noticed was that she had the baby in her hand. That is like, you know what I'm saying? You get in trouble anywhere with that. They got to be in a car seat. So that, you know, not a good look for when the cops pull you over, even though they're probably following them the whole time. Not gonna harp on that, but yeah, that's a no to be just carrying. As far as I'm aware, you get into an accident, that baby's flying.
We actually have a pickup order, so we're going to put the baby in my car. Case manager's going to take the baby to the hospital.
We have the medical. She just was seen yesterday.
Last night.
That's what I'm saying. Keeps
She
jumping
took her out.
away.
We got the car seat. No, she took her out the car seat.
We actually have a pickup order, so we're going to put the baby in my car. Case manager's going to take the baby to the hospital.
We have the medical. She just was seen yesterday.
Last night.
Yeah, we have the order.
Here's all the. You guys are going to go to the office if you want to be interviewed by this young lady right here, because she's going to be responsible for that.
What is she
case.
gonna?
Yeah, if they're not moving, it's fine.
Yeah, she was
But-
she's breastfed.
Take your child to the hospital. Here's all the correct.
They're driving, it's
Okay.
fine.
That's fine. She can do that in our office.
Case management's coming to transport the baby.
They coming right now?
Yeah, they're on their way right now.
And that's
So
can
why
I
are
see
they
that,
doing-
sir?
Why are they taking the baby?
Because we had
Thanks,
gotten,
Tanika.
a report that you had given birth. You already have one
Who
child.
said I gave birth?
That's the report that we got.
It was a report like harmful report.
To CPS, that's how it came.
So CPS got a
So-
report that I gave birth, like I was endangering my baby by giving birth.
No, let me finish. Okay, so we got the report. It said that you had given birth, and there was concern because when case management came out the night before to do a welfare check of the baby, they couldn't give
Keeps
them
jumping. I
out.
don't
No,
know
we
what's
told
going-
we didn't say that. We said contact our attorney. That's what we
We
told
don't
him.
have a
So
contract. with
CPS,
them.
CPS got the report, okay?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why we're now involved.
And our
Because
the
when
info.
CPS came
No, we get it.
yesterday-
No, we get it. No, yesterday we get that when they came, and I said, if you want that information, contact our attorney. They never did that. They just went and got these orders. They could have got all the information they needed through our attorney.
You already have a child that's in here, so obviously, we're gonna want to make sure that this child is okay.
No, we get that.
So-
That's why you.
And-
We
and
get that.
When we do our job, we have to do the welfare check. Case management couldn't do that.
No, they could have. We just told them to get the information from our attorney.
So-
That makes
They didn't
sense to you,
ask for a
Brown?
welfare check. They said how's
They-
Saisha doing?
They wanted to see you. They wanted to see the baby.
And I asked them to please contact our attorney first, and then we
As
can.
I know, case
They didn't. No, they didn't.
I
They
was
never-
involved
So
in case
here's
management.
the situation. That was
didn't
between
ask to
case
see the baby.
management and the Children's Legal Services attorneys.
Yeah.
All of that conversation and all of that interaction happened between them, and then case management took to the attorneys, and then the attorney went before a judge, and then that's what you have is that signed paperwork by a judge stating that we need to take possession. Okay, that we need to conduct. That's one. The other one is that we need to conduct welfare investigation.
No,
at the house
yeah,
as well.
yeah, we got, yeah, we got it. It's just that when the investigator was,
But can we just stay with the baby while you do all
No,
this?
no,
I'm
that it was-
asking a question. That's a question. I have a right to ask a
Can
question.
we stay with the
My
baby
question. No,
so
let
my
me
baby
ask this
can eat?
question.
go ahead.
You get ready to pump the feeder, but
But
my question is,
they stress
if
me
we-
out so much. How
I know,
do
sorry, it's just, all right, just let.
Last night, we tried to take the baby to someone. There was no caseworker available. And operator number 11 said for us to be at the office at 8 a.m.
Okay, where did you
And
try to
we're
take the
driving.
baby at?
To the department,
Nobody was available.
Okay, but where
to
did
the,
you call?
you all sheriff's department.
Manatee County.
It's
Sheriff's
documented.
Operator
You
number
in
11.
Manatee County still? You called them?
Manatee County.
Yeah, they said nobody was available. They said just come at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Show up at
I mean, this voicemail is left. I
Dispatch?
called dispatch and both
We've had
the.
that order since 5 o'clock yesterday. and
Yeah, I
you've
called
been
both of them.
Your cell phone, and your cell phone was in Brooksville or Lakeland or
No, it wasn't
somewhere else.
Lakeland.
Oh, okay. So, regardless of that, at this point, the way that we need to handle this is we're going to have case management transport the baby. If you guys want to, any representative.
Did you show that at 1 a.m. we were back this way?
Let me finish what I was saying. We're going to take the baby, transport the baby to the hospital with case management, not law enforcement. That we can let them know that, okay? They can talk to you about it. That's fine. But we're gonna transport the baby to the hospital, and then you guys
Can I stay
either
with
go to
my
the
baby
office.
so my
Yes.
baby can eat?
That's between you and case management.
That's between you and
But how is the baby going to be able to eat?
So you take the baby now.
I'm not taking.
She won't be able to eat.
For case management, they're
All right.
actually on their way right now. They're going to
Case management is on their way.
Correct.
So will case management allow her to
That's-
drive?
That would be between them.
Who decides?
That
That's
would be
case
between
management.
Case management is the sheriff deputy. So when you all follow her, it's enough police cars
No,
out
we
there to
can't follow her because that turns into unsafe situations.
Okay, so
Unsafe?
could one
Do you
of
guys
the
feel like I'm gonna do harm to you guys?
Case management.
I won't harm anybody. I don't harm anybody.
So can somebody drive?
That's gonna be a decision.
I'm just trying to do the best for my
when they
baby.
get here. They're the ones that have the court orders that were signed by the judge, so they're going to be the authority We are here to keep peace and to make sure everyone's safe.
There's no peace. This isn't peace.
I just you understand, like, we parents and we just want to protect our babies. That's all this is.
Do you have babies?
Ma'am.
Do you have children?
Ma'am. No, ma'am. It's okay. Can I?
Being human?
No, ma'am.
I can't be.
Oh my god.
You can't be
Ma'am.
human.
Ma'am, I get it. Can I talk to you over here? Can I talk?
Yeah, so for the people that are just joining, really quick, but I'm going to keep it moving because it's like an hour-long stream. They had their kid taken already in February. The situation is that she was breastfeeding and she was transitioning to, I guess, like regular milk and solid food, and she was having a hard time. And when she took the child to the hospital, they claimed that the child was malnourished, and that if he didn't get what he needed to get, he was going to die. They're claiming that supposedly these people refused the B12 shot, but the family here is saying that that's not true. The doctor called CPS. CPS came and took that child. Now, the situation we're at now is another child, okay, a 10-month-old, or 10-day-old child. And what happened was CPS came back because they still don't have the other child, the first one. CPS came to the house and they wanted to do an inspection, but these people were like, talk to my attorneys. And so while they were there, they discovered that, oh, there's a newborn in this house that we weren't aware of. So the family is claiming the CPS never went to talk to the attorneys. They just put in the orders for the judges to have these people have the newborn taken away. So that's where we're at. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch more that we don't know about. And somebody Tanika sent me an article about this doctor that supposedly has done this to other people. So let's just listen in.
Talk to you. No, this is all I wanted. I know you're just doing your job.
Right.
But yesterday when they came by, they already come to our home every other week to check on my other three that I just got custody of. When they showed up yesterday as a new supervisor, this is the case.
And somebody said they had 3 other children. So that's what when he says 3, my other 3. All right, so 2 now are gone. And there's 3 other.
Safe Children Coalition.
Right.
Not you guys.
Right.
They checked on them, seen them, and then asked about my wife. And I'm like, if you want to know any information about anything regarding her, contact our attorney. So if they were seeking to get the proper information that's under the statutes,
doing a little lagging.
They would have contacted our attorney and got whatever information they needed. That makes sense to you?
No,
you understand?
I understand.
It's making it seem like we're not cooperating, and we have.
No, I totally understand where you're coming from. And, I understand your concern and making sure that the law is being followed.
We're complying and following every law and every statute.
Part of our job.
Right.
Okay, so part of our job is this is like kind of a weird situation. One, because we have your kids, your older kids
that are safe,
like Pasco,
but they're safe. But under Manatee County, we're treated like our babies aren't safe. Does that make sense to you?
Okay, let me. Okay, so it's kind of like a twofold. Okay.
Yes.
So first we have the children that are under the care of Pasco
in
your care. So they're coming out to check that. We also have your
child
that was
Manatee
removed.
County. Yes.
Yes. So whenever a new baby is born, there's already a child that is already out of your care.
Yes.
It's going to be on us to make sure that
to check on the welfare. We get it.
So
but why do you have to remove? Why do you have to remove her?
Because we couldn't get access to the child.
We said contact our attorney. That's all we said. If they would have contacted our attorney, he would have we have a full medical staff that's connected to this baby.
And that at this point, this is what we have. This is what we had to do in order to get.
You didn't have to.
You didn't have to. I'm just being.
Asked us.
You didn't have to because our attorney is there for them to communicate with. Any records, health records they needed, we have them. We just said contact our attorney. We haven't had the best experience with Manatee County.
You see,
you understand us as parents?
No, I understand, but here's the thing. Like, you wouldn't even tell the case management that the baby was even born.
I said contact our attorney. That's all I said.
You wouldn't let
I have the
management talk to her.
We didn't say nothing. No,
she wasn't there.
No,
but what I'm saying is that I have the right. That's why we have legal representation. If there's any questions you have, contact our attorney. They didn't even contact him. that's showing
I wonder
that
what the law is
they're
for
negligent
that.
to not even want to get proper information.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So that's case management. Okay, so
Yeah.
when they
The case manager felt like they didn't get information. They contacted the CPI investigator.
So come the next day, we get a report saying that
I'm
this baby,
I'm hiding information or something like
this
that.
baby. Yep. Hold on one second.
Go ahead.
The attorney should be there right now, pulling up. Maybe he does come, maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
That's our attorney over there.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay. There we go.
That's our attorney, Derek McBurrows, and we told them to contact him for any information, and they act like they didn't want to receive information.
They gonna pay
Hey,
for
he showed
all
up.
this.
It's ridiculous, man.
That's all right. They gonna pay for this. I said it's all gonna be okay.
They don't even have to go be this extreme.
No, it's not.
No,
Look
they
at the
don't.
baby and check the baby out. Baby just went.
Don't.
Just be calm, bro.
Once they know that your baby's not in the system, they do. It seems like they do. I've covered other stories. It seems like they kind of target you.
Maybe it's just what you need with this stuff.
But I think the weight stuff too, that the doctor said that the
Our baby's name is Aset Sabah, and she's breastfed, and they got a court order to take our daughter Aset Sabah. So Amin Ra is in their custody now. They're trying to take our daughter Aset. So we have Amin Ra and Aset, Manatee County Sheriff's Department. It's all good. Like, they've been watching us for.
damn. It says CPS needs a warrant to enter your home against your will. But I don't know if because of the other child, they already have the right to go in the home because of the other situation. I gotta look up specific authority. See, I don't know about this stuff, the rights and stuff like that. But you had an attorney, man.
What I was saying, you got the CPI investigator, sheriff's department. You don't have to go. You ain't got to go through this extreme.
It doesn't matter where you are. You have a life. We all have a life. Outside of this case, we have a life. We have to keep living.
You're absolutely right.
I have to take care of my baby, my children, and sometimes we go places.
Right.
Sometimes we go to the grocery store. They just expect me to be at home all day waiting.
It's a lot of cops, though, man. You know, they don't seem these people like they're gonna run or do anything crazy or whatever.
No, it's
I don't know why so many. I mean, is that, I guess, protocol or something?
This is just unnecessary. Unnecessary. How does somebody call an abuse hotline to document that a baby was being born? Really? This is so unnecessary. These people literally have they have no heart. Like, they're not.
Thank you, Lisa
that's not
Lulu.
who-
There are children there are children all over the United States that are being abused to where people notice and CPS don't do ish. It's true, and they end up dead. That is true. There's kids. Look at Malia Davis. Kids that have been in the system and they get returned to the parents, and records of being beaten, and surgery and all that kind of stuff, X-ray, everything. They get right back to the parents. And she's dead. We're gonna read a little bit about this doctor too after this video.
Baby to the hospital.
Let me take a look at that document while we wait here.
Why did you tell Derek to send her, taking her to the hospital?
Let me talk to him.
Take my baby to the hospital.
Oh,
She just was checked out 3 times.
So our daughter was born at home through Birthways Midwife Services.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, this is there. What you had asked?
They said to take the baby to the hospital.
They're taking the baby to the hospital.
Yeah.
Why can't they take a child to the time to take the baby?
They said that person was on their way here, but then she's gonna go straight to the hospital.
Like we did something to her, or like she needed immediate medical attention. We just gave her medical attention.
And can I ask that she be taken to some sort of
Our
hospital? Can
everything under the law and statutes has been done. It pertains to the birthing process and documentation for the wellness checkups. Our daughter's been seen by doctors and it's clear bill of health, and they want to remove Offset from us.
She said, I can't.
So this is what all it takes for them to take our daughter.
No. They were waiting on that person to arrive.
And now they wanted our daughter just seen another doctor yesterday.
Child protection person
So
to arrive.
I don't know how much information, but they want to take her to the hospital.
Okay. You're safe. I just want you all to know my other
Yeah, we have a situation where we have 3 other children in our home that they say is safe for them to be there, but they just feel it's not safe for our baby, Amin Ra, and our set to be there, which doesn't make any sense at all. None of this stuff is rational.
apparently this doctor's done it to multiple parents, several parents, stemming like years back. If this is the same doctor.
Lyric. You strong? You want to get out? Okay. Child, you strong? Big boy, tough? Okay.
Okay. So Dr. Let's see, it looks like Dr. Sally Smith. Trying to get more confirming. Yeah. Dr. Sally Smith.
No, they did. Teron, I have to give you and Frank credit. They did deal with the men in this family yesterday.
Okay.
Both of y'all quoted y'all First Amendment rights.
You got a right to. If you don't speak on your rights, what's the point?
They don't follow the right.
No, they don't.
Like, you got a right to say whatever you gonna say. Like, if you know the law, stand on your ground. That's all I'm saying. We ain't broke no laws. We ain't broke even statutes, not even laws, but we ain't even broke no statutes. If you look at anybody on this live, everybody's go to state of Florida, Florida State Statute, Title 5, Chapter 39, and look at everything relating to children. And we abided by all those Florida statutes and within the confinements of the law.
We can't even go to the little emergency placement hearing.
Why?
They have.
Who?
Because it's happening right now, right?
What hearing?
So they're stopping us.
There's a hearing.
You gotta get. We didn't get served for no hearing. We have to get notified for a hearing.
They said there's a placement here for the baby.
How? We ain't there?
Isn't that what he said yesterday?
No, we're gonna have a placement hearing. No, what did you talk? No, you can't. They within 20. The way the law works, within 24 hours, there's gonna be a hearing. So our attorney has all the necessary information to have her return
So they keep our baby
for 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's a 24-hour window, and there's everything within them statutes we have complied to, even within the law. So if they literally keep her beyond the next 24 hours, all I'm saying is to the people, like, this is what's going on. Yeah.
Damn.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm gonna work on getting these records certified so we can get prepared for this shelter here.
Okay.
That's fine. We're gonna submit to this medical evaluation. Ideally, if they're gonna find the same results that they found. You know what I mean? So we don't even have to talk to them any further about, you know what I mean? We already got the child seat, et cetera, blah blah blah.
Okay.
But we'll use it as if they try to potentially contaminate these results with the bias that they have against the guy.
Yeah.
Then we have a competing report. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just going to make their investigation look shabby, and it's going to affect their credibility. And I'll compete with that doctor. But as soon as we get off of the premises here, I'm going to try and get certified records. Certified records so that I can get admitted into court. So I need to get a legal custodian at the aisle center where your wife went yesterday.
Okay.
I need to get us I'll deal with the legal stuff, but I'm just letting you know.
All
So we're
right.
not going to receive.
It's all right. It's all right. Hello.
Nobody.
All right.
We did our best to get her.
No. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, she got to do what she got to do with her. Just let it be. Like, we good. And at the end of the day, nobody ain't done nothing wrong. That's all I'm saying. Like, nobody, when you ain't done nothing wrong, it ain't nothing to worry about. They the ones doing this to us. That's what I'm saying. So they try to put people in a state of worry and fear and be like anal, like I should have did this. We ain't done nothing wrong.
So yeah, towards the end of this, we're gonna read a little bit about Dr. Sally. Kind of interesting. The CDC with the child healthy weight nutrition whatever guide. The CDC. I really don't trust these people. Oh, thank you, Joni. I appreciate the stars.
It's right there.
Just CPS.
That's the order where they
Thank you,
they got an order signed by a judge to take her, and also I say unknown on everything, but at the end of the day, they said because I said talk to our attorney that wasn't enough information, so they decided to do all this. All they had to do is, if they want to know about the well-being of her, contact our attorney. He provided the information. They going about their business. They didn't do that. They want to do all this. There's no even point to all this.
They can keep her name unknown. They don't need to know her name. You sent it to him?
He already has all that. That's just another copy that they just print out and gave.
Oh, good grief. Who? This parents fist fighting in the parking lot.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, there's been times with certain stories that I'm just not comfortable covering. There's sometimes I'm covering stuff, I'm digging, and I find things out for certain things, and I'm just not comfortable with certain things, depending on what it is, you know?
bring this person to high school. She still using that.
Sometimes you'd be surprised what you find out, you know? Especially when you pull up actual records. And you'd be like, what? That happened with one story of a missing person. An old story. I actually pulled up the police report, like I requested it. And boy, there was some interesting stuff on that. And I didn't feel comfortable going any further. We could go further with that one, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh, poor baby.
Human traffic.
Night there.
Traffic.
You can get out, man. That's the latest you. Yeah, I met you yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. So, we're going to be taking the baby to Mansion Memorial to get the baby checked out.
Can we have her taken to Sarasota Memorial? That's our family
Are
hospital.
you recording me?
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Yes. We have that right.
Can we take?
We have that right.
Okay, well, we're going to take the baby probably to Mansion
Is there a reason why I can't?
Ooh,
I can't.
the heck is that? No worry, you don't
Is
get
there a
camera.
reason why I can't be with her? Because I have to feed her.
Look like the devil, like empty. I don't know. Oh, here it was.
So where are they gonna feed my baby?
Yeah, that's our lawyer.
I
Our
think
lawyer
there's
is
more to
across
this
the
too.
street.
I think there's more to this too. I don't really cover stories in Florida. I cover a lot of different places. But Florida, sometimes I go in person to places.
Yeah, the backpack. Just feed her real quick. Just feed her real quick. Just go ahead. She gotta feed her.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
can she just feed her real quick?
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord
just
Jesus.
let her feed her real quick.
It's breastfeeding, okay, YouTube? Lord Almighty.
Just feed her. Go ahead. Just feed her. Come on.
So what I was gonna say, it may hit when my comments with as far as her holding the baby, it may be that like you said, they just took the baby out, and if so, that's fine. If they're stopped and they're stuck there for a prolonged period of time, oh, God, somebody in the chat. But I feel like there's got to be more to this. I want to keep playing. I want to get through because we're almost more than halfway through, and then we'll read up about this doctor, and I'll share some of my thoughts too and experiences when I've gone to the doctor, because I think the weight and height sometimes when you go to the doctor for babies, I think it's kind of off. I think it's old. I think it's outdated. And to me, it's like they want your child to be overweight, obese by their standards and markers. To me, it doesn't make sense. My daughter's just petite. She's tall and she eats a lot. And this stuff just goes through her. And every time you go, it's like the pressure. They're looking at the height and the weight and all sorts of. I get, the whole malnutrition thing, but I think their stuff is kind of like outdated. To me, it's like they promote and they want your child to be like this overweight, obese kid. I was like, Jesus Christ, my child's just active,
I got it.
Elma Browning McCoy. And I am the paternal.
What's that? What is it?
So the camera doesn't record her nursing. And it won't. That's fine.
Damn. Not in Indiana. Kids be walking into the clinic looking 4 years old, but 7 or 8. Damn.
I got it.
Yeah, my daughter's like petite, kind of like skinny and tall, but she eats a lot. She's very active too.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. We live in a country where they try to tell us we won't even own our own kids. That gotta change. That's all I gotta say. It's gonna change.
I've always thought about that. You know, God forbid something happen. You know, kids playing around, playground, whatever. They get injured. You take your kid to the hospital or doctor, and it just happens to be the wrong crazy doctor, and they report your child.
Can I get it to the social?
Yeah.
It's like the food pyramid. That food pyramid crap that just tells you eat bread, eat bread, eat bread. At the top of the shit.
Necessary.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
What's the food pyramid? Did they ever update that?
Next.
She needed because she's breastfed.
Yeah.
So
okay. All right.
Oh, bread's at the bottom. Oops. I knew that. Actually, they do have one with bread at the top. And salt and everything else that's horrible for you. Does it matter from the top to bottom? I don't know. How does it work? They even got one with pancakes at the top. Oh my God. Pancakes and syrup.
yeah, they track everything. They ain't no privacy. They record everything, track everything.
So these people, they're from what is that place called? Let's see. Forgot. Up North Florida somewhere.
David? So I know you guys are going to the hospital with case management and everything, so make sure the baby's okay. After that's all settled, if you guys want to come to our office and we can talk.
Yeah.
That's great. Let me give you my card. It has my office extension on it.
And we'll have, will that hearing be set for today?
I have to call our legal and find out what that is going on. I know it's already after 9, so it might not be until tomorrow. I'm not 100%, but I have to talk to them first.
Sarasota, Florida.
We need that today because everything checks out.
Well,
there's no reason.
When I get back to the office, that's my first phone call. I'll call her. We'll figure it out. And then call me when you guys are done at the hospital.
Is your word your bond?
I'm sorry?
Is your word your bond?
I mean, she doing her job, so
yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna call as soon as I get.
As a collective, we haven't had the best experience with Manatee County.
My first call back to the office is gonna be our legal department. So okay. And well, I'll see what's going on, and then when you guys are finished at the hospital, contact me, and we'll figure it out from there.
Oh yeah, I called you yesterday. I called you last night. This is you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I called you yesterday. It should be a voicemail.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was literally like walking in the office when the sergeant called me this morning, so I barely even had time to. This
is something that all this is not even necessary. When it came to that welfare check, our attorney right there, and all the necessary documentation information you guys needed, you could have got it from him. But then it's like this persona, like by me saying contact our attorney, not saying you as an individual, but you guys as a agency, like it's too easy to remove children. You know what I'm saying? Like this gotta stop. It's traumatizing. This is not this. You understand? Like
I understand where you're coming from.
Are you a parent?
I'm not getting involved whether
I understand that. You're a human being before you work for the sheriff department.
I am a human being either way. And I understand your concerns and I understand your frustration.
I'm saying, and I'm talking to you because everybody, you all are civil servants.
Right.
You're supposed to work with us. Nobody's working with us. People are dominating us and telling us what we need to do with our own children. You understand the issue with that?
No, I completely understand. I understand that.
If we were criminals, I understand. If we were breaking laws, not invited by statute. I get that, but it's something that we have to communicate, because it's like, it's our role as any parent. I'm more than likely you're a parent, and you protect your babies, and that's all we're doing. You're not going to just sit there with your own baby and just be like, yeah, just go ahead. You know what I mean?
Right. And you know, I mean, I get that, and I would feel the same way.
You think all this is necessary?
I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
Like, think about it.
They didn't know what you were doing.
We told them what we were doing.
So at that point,
y'all track us anyways. You know where our whereabouts. They were sitting outside our home. Like what? Like, we're
That's
on the
crazy,
direction
too.
to
They're
you
really
guys.
sitting outside. Like,
Like, what are we gonna do? I'm just saying, like, all this is like, there's crimes being committed right now, and we're not a part of that group. And it's insane to see all of this going on in regards to a baby when you all have all the information needed to know that she's safe. Because all that court order said was you all were concerned about safety, right?
Right.
So if you contact our attorney and he gives you, I'm just saying,
but we can't just take.
So does the sheriff's office not take phone calls from when the message is left? Do they not deliver it?
What I was saying
no,
was
I'm
this.
talking about that 1 a.m.
She's a CPR investigator, so I'm saying this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If this is how I seen it by the book should have went. If I say contact our attorney talks to whoever, whether it's the case management or you guys, and be like, we wanna check on whatever the situation y'all have concerns about. If you all have did that, he would have provided necessary information, and then he would have contacted us and guided us on what to do to cooperate with you all. You all just went and got court orders and said like we're not cooperating. We're literally operating in the confinements of the law. We have a right as citizens to say contact our attorney for any information. You all didn't do that. You understand that?
Right, I understand, but at the same time, Mom went out the back door when CPS was trying to talk to you yesterday.
Mom wasn't there.
Mom went out the back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
She can go take her baby
We were
for a
trying
walk.
to, I mean, you understand, like, our point is trying to verify the well-being.
You understand us trying to protect our babies?
Do you realize that she was traumatized with the other baby?
We're gonna.
The kind of crazy thing too, I'm just perusing this article that I'm going to read to you guys in a minute, but it seems like this doctor has had a lot of different cases and issues. Let me just read you this one portion and then we'll continue back to the video. But this article, there's two of them, literally has multiple different parents and the instances. And so let me just read this. The USA Today network reviewed hundreds of Smith's cases in conjunction with a multi-part investigation into Florida's child welfare system to be published in coming months. It found more than a dozen instances where charges were dropped, parents were acquitted, or caregivers had credible claims of innocence yet suffered irreparable damage to their lives and reputations. And we're talking about this doctor, I don't even know what the hell's her name again. Something Smith. Sally Smith? One of those, forget, my mind's all over the place. Yeah, Dr. Sally Smith. Oh, man. Wait till we get to that. So this is kind of interesting, kind of taken into context with this story, which I still feel like, you know, there's things that we're missing, but maybe this is Dr. Sally's next target or something. I don't know. We're gonna see.
No, we get it. We get it.
We're gonna just table the conversation for right now. Okay?
Yeah. I'm just communicating.
No, let's table it, Jerron. Let's just table it till later. We can have a rational conversation.
Yeah, because I feel like everything's getting a little heated.
No, I just know.
It's not heated. It's emotional.
Based off of all the
and it's appropriate emotion. If you reversed it and was sitting in our seats,
Yeah, this is your baby.
if you reversed it and was sitting,
She's not even a month old.
no, she's not even. She's not 2 weeks old. Days old.
So go to the hospital.
That's what we're gonna do.
Taken care of, and first priority is making sure baby's happy, healthy.
She's happy,
We
healthy.
can verify.
No, their first priority. We know.
That the baby's
There's a video of her too.
healthy. And
We're gonna take a look at Sally Smith.
We need to
that's
get
case
caught.
management. They're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go from there.
Oh, Lord.
Whatever we need.
Where's
to do.
that bottle?
Okay.
Just
Put that in the bottle. That's all I can.
here's a little bit that they can put. That's all she can pump for right now.
Okay.
I believe the doctor's at All Children's Hospital, St. Petersburg.
Record me, Ty.
So when I looked at the map, all those areas are close to each other. Let me see. Okay. Maps. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, she can walk her back. Yes, sir.
I couldn't imagine that happened to me, man. Them taking away my child.
What's going on?
It's tough. This is, yeah, so Sarasota, Florida. It's right by St. Petersburg and Clearwater and Tampa, kind of all. I mean, Tampa's up north further, but see All Children's Hospital. All Children's Hospital is safe.
Yeah, I don't want to leave them. I don't want to leave. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
I got some little soft baseballs and stuff. You want any of those for them?
No, they got stuff back there to put.
Sometimes doctors work at multiple hospitals too, so I'm not sure.
That's our attorney right now.
Okay.
That's our, so y'all.
Come over and say anything. This is attorney. That's fine. I'll let him know.
He's just taking his own precautions. So.
Okay.
The kids. Sir, you mind staying with the kids while? Yeah, I can't leave them.
That's why I want to.
Go ahead, Messiah.
Go ahead.
I'm coming to them.
Oh, Gabriel Fernandez.
What's your attorney's name? If I'd love to.
I'm afraid to watch that
Derek McMurray.
documentary.
Okay, I'll let him know.
I don't want to see that. Man. I heard it's bad. Oh.
Hey, man.
The doctor said, Ty, please follow me.
Also, according to this latest story.
Do you have children? Would you just...
Thank you, Kelly, for sharing those
They're not
links
listening. There's no point.
on Facebook.
So wrong, Sarah.
There's a petition.
You don't feel nothing.
This? Do you not feel anything?
Let's put the baby in the
You guys,
chair.
I'm human. This is
I
my baby.
understand
My
that.
baby is days old. And you're taking my baby away from me. You're taking my baby away from me. You have no heart. This is so wrong.
Just give her a second. Can you give her a second?
Don't make it seem like I'm
it's
crazy,
not.
okay?
Yeah, we suppose this is normal.
I
This is
know you
innocent.
have children.
Sarah.
This is my baby.
You may not have babies, but
I carried my baby for 9
This is-
months.
Understand that.
this is normal.
You don't care.
Yes, I do. Put the police.
You don't care.
Which,
Would you like to put the
You
baby
could
in
have
the car
talked.
seat?
No, I don't. I want my baby.
We have to put the baby
My
in the
baby
car
is
seat.
healthy and happy.
Okay, put the
My baby is breastfeeding from me. What are you gonna give my baby?
Please put the baby in the car seat.
can you just give her a second?
Yeah.
We gonna cooperate, but don't be a human before anything. We know you're doing your job, but you have some empathy.
Oh my
Y'all
God.
done took our son. Now you
She
taking our
empty.
daughter.
She's like, she's just,
You understand that, right?
she's like, just put the baby in the. She
There'd be
just.
something wrong with us if we didn't
Oh,
respond.
baby. Oh my God. I have to hold it together, right? I'll hold it together. I'm strong.
Y'all know what y'all doing wrong. It's your job, but it's still wrong morally and ethically. That's our attorney. Ma'am, that's our attorney.
You're traumatizing my baby. My baby's gonna cry. I don't even want my baby
You have
out
the
like
bag?
this.
I do.
Can I see it, the pacifier?
All you had to do was call the attorney. We have all the paperwork. You guys have created so much trauma. You just expect me to just come outside and be like, "Hi guys, you're my friends."
Have y'all
You're
put
not
this,
my
Have
friends.
you all put this much energy into a family that had no
This is
criminal background?
unnecessary.
She in?
You know how much I've done for this county? I have the key to this city.
She
I have
does.
the key to this city and Sarasota. I've done nothing
In
but
the
help
top,
this county.
in this-
Manatee Sheriff
Yeah,
County
it's a
Office.
pacifier.
I did an anti-bullying program for you guys.
Here.
guys, can I sit
Sarah,
with my
is this your
baby and
car?
go with you?
No, ma'am,
I'm
you
not a
can't.
danger. I'm not a danger to my baby. You're so wrong. You're so wrong.
David, just call me when you guys are done at the hospital and I'll let you know about
The blanket, the blanket.
Oh man, I didn't know it was gonna be all this. Where's BLM? Yeah.
That was you outside in the blue car, leaving our home.
That was the.
Oh, good. Yeah, I seen him outside our home.
Did Nikki tell you the next steps and everything?
Yeah, we familiar. We got the hearing within 24 hours, and I hope everybody does their job and implements their ethics and morals, because we ain't broke no laws. We have no, and this. What we supposed to do, man?
Yeah.
You serious?
I do, and I do have empathy. I feel, you know what I mean?
But collectively, Manatee County Sheriff's Department, that's an issue.
I know.
Individuals can make, but collectively, y'all got to change everything.
I agree.
My wife got a key to the city of Bradenton and Sarasota, and look at this.
I know.
And then I'm a service work working with children and families, and look what we're doing to our own babies.
I know this. I know it didn't seem like it, but this affects
This is
me
wrong,
just as much
man.
as it affects, not to great
Look at
degree,
this.
but I know. So because I'll tell you that this is not a safe place to be right here because of all the traffic.
That's why we were asking if y'all could escort us. We know where we were going.
Right.
That's so like y'all could have. You understand?
With the circumstances at the time, I didn't know what they were, so I said, hold on.
Yeah, that's why I tried to take. Remember, I waved. I was like, you could have escorted us there, so we wouldn't have been right here.
Come on, let's go to that. This is unnecessary overkill. We're going to the hospital.
That's tough, man. Jesus.
This is.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
What is this? What is
Yes, please get to the hospital.
Is that Instagram?
like ASAP.
Okay,
Now.
it's Instagram.
You need to follow that car.
Ty,
When they
follow
walking
that
in, you
car.
need to be
Make
walking
sure
in.
you're in that hospital. Anything that they're doing, you are there recording, and whatever they're touching your baby,
Yes.
like how they physically, whatever they're injecting that baby with, whatever they do, how they weighing them, make sure that you there, recording
Right.
them, asking them why.
And make sure you
why-
leave that hospital with your child.
Exactly.
They don't have, regardless of this court order is not valid, tell them to show you the report with the allegations of abuse and neglect. If they don't have a report, they don't have a petition.
They don't
Right.
have a report. They don't.
It's cutting out. It's
Because they
playing
know
like that though.
This
ASAP.
This is insane. Yo, follow them. Your attorney, I don't know who the hell that is. Fire him.
Yeah, he out there with them now.
He ain't there to help you. An
Well,
attorney knows what to do and what not to do. And they know that they don't have a legal court order because what the court order has, they don't have no motion to a
Right.
child. What's the child's name? Who are they coming to get? Who
Right.
they cannot file a charge against somebody like they say, no face, no case, no name, no case. They cannot be a case right now.
Right. There's no allegations. That's the only thing that gives them authority. All the stuff that they're talking about what we have to see and make sure that the child is okay, that's not legal. They do not have the authority to just come and check on people's children. They have to have a report. If they don't show you the report, they need.
They would have locked us up because that court order. They already said that, like,
But your attorney needs to get in front of this. Your attorney needs to make sure that they know this stuff. This is illegal. Your baby should not even be at this hospital, and you need to make sure that you leave with your child today.
It's not only is illegal, but clearly this man don't know his law. If he's an attorney, why he don't know the fact that if there's no name, I'm not even an attorney, but I know the law. The law goes, if there's no name, there's no case. They don't know this baby's name. They don't know the baby's last name. So who are they coming to get?
Right.
This is all an illegal. This is a legalized kidnapping situation. They're legally kidnapping your child using paper trails, saying that they have all this. At the end of the day, they didn't have a name now or before, but after they start filing these papers, now they're gonna have a paper trail saying
they're gonna have it.
Name.
Right.
Never should have given that. What? Okay, arrest me, and then take my child. But this
now they're gonna be able to document
shit that they're using is ridiculous.
Yeah, so y'all need to get to the hospital and get home, and do not leave until your attorney can fortify this 24-hour hearing. This is for children who have been abused and neglected. You should not have to go to that. Your attorney needs to get this dropped immediately.
Yeah, he gonna handle this.
Literally, tell Saisha to follow him. I'm tired. Do this. Your attorney is not there to help you. The fact that he was across the street, knowing that if you leave your child, that's
they told him to back up. I'm saying
he's an attorney. He has the right. The cop don't got no right. If this attorney don't know that, then we got a problem here. Your attorney should have known. So tell Saisha to go keep on following her. Follow the person.
What do you guys think about the attorney?
But you, Ty, go to the emergency court right now and go see an emergency judge. They'll stop following these people's rules. You got to play outside the box at this point.
Right.
I know you're scared. I know that you don't know. You back confused because you have an attorney, but that motherfucker ain't doing what he got to do. Period.
Yeah, so somebody needs to be both places, hospital and the court. Hospital and the court with your attorney. Somebody needs to be with your attorney. Don't allow him to talk to you by himself.
No.
Because he's not, like somebody needs to get with him to try to get this dropped, and somebody needs to be at the hospital and keep eyes on them at all times. Don't let them go anywhere or leave until you guys can get that taken care of.
Go to the hospital. Saisha, I know that right now you need to find the strength that you don't have, but I promise you, just stick to this. Go to the court. You, Saisha, as the mother who hasn't done anything, go. You make statements. You have the keys to 2 cities. Why are they doing this to y'all? You are a mother. You have rights. Go, Saisha, go to the court, get an emergency judge to hear this today, right now. Don't let them tell you it's too late or there's no such thing. Emergency judges don't work like that. They don't work how other people work. And then have time go to the hospital and continue to record. What are they doing with their child? For what?
Dr. Smith works for the county and hospital? Is that true? Oh.
Yeah,
we're going to get into her in a second now.
You got it. Like, because I got,
the arrogant police officer.
You know what I mean? You know how it can be biased, like all the other stuff we're dealing with.
Yes, I was. And what does it mean to?
So Saisha, when you go to the hospital, okay? I know this has happened to you, and it's the second time that they have traumatized you. But understand, you got to walk in there with the strength that you are. You are this black queen, and this is not right what they did to you. This is not right what they did to you, and you are not going to leave without answers. They are not going to just take your child. Because you know your rights. Traumatized twice. And you held yourself together, and you never put your child at risk. You sat here and had to put your strength. Now keep pushing that strength and go to this hospital and make sure that you come home with your child today. You did not do anything wrong, and stand in that. Stand that you didn't do anything wrong.
She went to her backyard and started walking with her child. They're trying to use that. Like, she don't have rights to go to the backyard with her child and try to relieve her stress and just walk out in her backyard. Since when is that not a law? Since when is that against the law? These CPI officers really gotta go. This Karen's.
Oh, is that what you guys saying? She's a raw foodist?
With their mask on. So
Mom's a raw foodist? What is that?
Yeah, know I don't curse, but y'all know how this gets.
But the CPI officer, Saisha, when you need to ask what the allegations are. Having a child, like you said, is not a reason to take your child, right? That's not a report. What was the report that came in that gave them the authority to come out to your house? That's what you need to ask CPI. What was the report? Having a child is not an allegation. If you did not receive a
Oh, they're cutting in and out. Connection looks like. I don't know. So what is? Gotta look that up. Raw foodist. They just eat raw. Like, let's see. Raw foodist.
There's no report and there's no affidavit.
A raw food diet.
Got a report order, but there's no attached.
That's allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not, but.
Okay.
Yeah. This is, yeah, I think somebody said everybody got to take the time to breathe. This is a
no meats.
Crazy.
He does.
Yeah, for babies, and I'm not knowledgeable in that. I don't know that they did that with the baby, but I don't know if the mothers can just on that kind of diet and breastfeeding, could that cause issues?
Guys, okay, for those asking, okay, there's a lot of people asking why. When you're in the situation, when you're not in the situation, it's easy to ask why. We don't need to ask why. If you're asking why, you're not empathetic. You are not observing. You are not seeing the clearly state of tragedy that she is dealing with. So to ask a mother who had to do this, why, you got a problem.
She's vegan.
Let me just state that out there. And second, for those who don't understand what's going on, she not only had one child removed for no reason, now her newborn baby, for no reason, was taken away. Yesterday, supposedly, they came by. They only had to see the other three. They don't know nothing about this baby. She went to her backyard. They try to act.
With the breastfeeding thing, the only reason I say that is because pretty much whatever you consume is kind of like goes through the breast milk, I thought. So like if you're breastfeeding, you can't, I don't believe you can consume alcohol or drugs because it would go right through the breast milk, I believe, right? But I don't know if you're a vegan, if that has any, there's a whole thing, and that's a whole nother topic that I'm not even knowledgeable. There's channels dedicated to that. But if somebody knows, it's interesting. The first child was removed because she was breastfeeding and she was transitioning, and the baby, I guess, or the child wasn't taken to solids or whatever, and so they took the child to the doctor, and the doctor was claiming that the baby was malnourished, allegedly. This is alive. We're live. I don't know if you're talking about me or the video we're playing, but
yeah. Act like she's trying to run from her backyard. Where's that backyard leading to? To the highway? We have to ask these questions. Why are they doing this to a black woman? Why are they doing this to Saisha and Ty? First claim was for the first legal child adoption was to say that she refused a B12 vitamin shot. We already established that a B12 vitamin shot does not break or make a baby. Especially one who would do it through the multivitamins was receiving the B12 supplements. And if anybody Googles this, any infant below 1 year old is 0.9 micrograms a day. These people try to inject raw with 1,000 micrograms a day for 4 days. They were trying to do medical neglect. All that the mother did was stand in their ground. As a black person, they were standing their ground because they black, they don't have rights.
So what? Let me just take that back for a second, because they kind of talk about the situation that happened.
Vitamins was receiving. They don't know nothing about this baby. She went to her backyard. They try to act like she's trying to run from her backyard. Where's that backyard leading to? To the highway? We have to ask these questions. Why are they doing this to a black woman? Why are they doing this to Saisha and Ty? First claim was for the first legal child adoption was to say that she refused a B12 vitamin shot. We already established that a B12 vitamin shot does not break or make a baby. especially one who would do it through the multivitamins, was receiving the B12 supplements. And if anybody Googles this, any infant below 1 year old is 0.9 micrograms a day. These people try to inject raw with 1,000 micrograms a day for 4 days. They were trying to do medical neglect. All that the mother did was stand in their ground. As a black person, they were standing their ground because they black, they don't have rights. Because we colored, we don't have rights. Just like if there was any time in Harrison Karen going into a hospital with their baby.
Damn, looking at Maria.
So us as a community, we really have to stand up, spread this live. Spread this live. This is not, oh, why is this happening? This is happening because if y'all didn't see, there was a bunch of skinheads. That's all I'm gonna say. Lining up who have guns. We don't have a community to back them up. So what they supposed to do? Get gunned down? Talk about why they gave the baby. What they supposed to do next? Get gunned down? That's what they want? So the
I'm
media
so glad
can
you said
find
that.
this.
So
the
right.
media can find this and finally we're gonna be heard.
Right.
That ain't not gonna happen. Not this time around. Enough black people for standing up got shot. This is time to play it smart. Saisha, either you go to the hospital and continue to continue. And I know right now, listen to me. I know it's gonna take a lot from you. And I know we asking for you to stay strong when you want to just crumble down. But I'm telling you, do not let them have your tears. They don't deserve your tears. They don't deserve black women weakness. You cry when you home. You cry to your man. You cry with us. But you don't cry in front of them. They want you torn down. They want to act like you're not saying to even give your baby up. That you putting all this. So when you go there, just act calm, collective, record them. Keep on asking why. Why are you doing this? Why? Why are you doing this? Why? Why are you doing this? Ty, go to an emergency judge ASAP. If they say that's not true. Any court always has an emergency judge. An emergency judge must hear this today.
Today.
And for everybody who's in this live, tag any holistic healer. All those big hitters, they want to be in the front line. But when something like this is happening, where we at? Where they at?
Right. And when you get to the hospital, anybody that's in the area, come to the hospital. It's time for the cavalry to show up. They came with all their police and surrounded, your car. Anybody that's in your area, go to the hospital and be outside. They cannot leave with this child today without us in our community standing up and saying, this is not okay. So drop the address to the hospital when you get there, and anybody in the neighborhood.
It's Manatee Memorial Hospital in Bradenton, Florida. So you can anybody
Florida?
Bradenton.
Bradenton, Florida. It's Manatee Memorial Hospital.
Memorial Hospital. I'm putting it in there.
They need to be here now.
Yes, be there. Go to Manatee Memorial Hospital.
Especially if anybody's in this live from Manatee and you of color, get your ass up and let's start doing something. We don't have to be aggressive. We don't have to be angry. We don't.
Stand in solidarity. Stand in solidarity.
And in peace makes us stronger. You already got that narrative of angry people.
Hey.
We don't need to come with anger. What we need to come is with wisdom and a lot of patience and understanding.
Yeah.
So again, it's Manatee Memorial Hospital.
I'm gonna restart. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna restart.
Restart the live. Save this live, post it, and restart a new one.
Okay.
Well, at least to say you all got a lot of support.
So, okay. We're going to get into Dr. Sally Smith. But I'm going to put the... oh, that's not it. I'm going to put the GoFundMe link and the petition link. I'm putting it right now in the description. So I just saved it now. So whoever's interested, you can go check it out. Either you can share it or read it or, whatever you want to do. There's videos too of mommy and baby. I felt when she was crying, I felt really bad hearing that, Could imagine somebody having their kid taken away. At the same time, I don't know all the details, the ins and outs. It's the first time hearing about it. I don't know what happened when the first child was taken. We're hearing bits and pieces. But this Dr. Sally is kind of interesting. So let's get to this article. And I thank you guys for coming through tonight. I didn't think anybody was going to come through. I figured people just out partying on Saturday night. I don't party anymore. I'm too old, but And I like, let's check out this clip. Let's check out this link. Dr. Sally. And so we're going to get into a couple of stories. Let's see a little bit so we can read it together. Okay. Northport. Elena went into labor on a scorching day in July. It would be the second child for her and her husband, immigrants from Ukraine, who ran a trucking business in Sarasota County. They picked out Western names: Adele for rambunctiousness little girl, William for their child inside her belly, the son they had prayed for. And so even though Elena wasn't dilated, even though she was afraid, when the nurses told her to push, Elena pushed. So this is this family. There's a couple of families. We'll see what we can get to, but I just want to read a couple of them. And this is probably better. We can do a separate video, more direct video for this. But Vadim and Elena celebrated their first birthday of their son, William, in July. Child abuse pediatrician Dr. Sally, the same doctor, accused them of egregiously abusing their son when he was 6 years old. Less than 2 hours later, William was born in a torrent of blood. His umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck, his face blue, bruises dotted his face and shoulders. 2 weeks, he cried every time he was touched. Their pediatrician reassured them their son had a traumatic birth and sensitive skin, but was otherwise healthy. Then when William was 33 days old, Elena noticed him twitching. At Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg, doctors found bleeding in William's brain and 2 rib fractures. Okay. The next day, Dr. Sally came to examine him. Elena and Vadim Kushner say Smith did not introduce herself or answer the couple's questions. Instead, she took photos of every part of William's body, including his genitals and a bruise on his hand from the IV. And on her way out, Smith turned to them. "This is child abuse, and I'm going to prove it," she said, according to Vadim. Bro, that just sounds crazy. Imagine that. Don't even say nothing. Just walk in, starts taking pictures, starts taking out, looking at your child's body parts and taking pictures. I mean, they're supposed to examine, but taking pictures? I guess that's the procedure. And if anybody's texting me, message me, I'm not going to see nothing because I'm reading right now. Just the FYI. The Kushners had never heard of Smith. Few have. But 61-year-old pediatrician is one of the most powerful figures in the child welfare system along the Florida's Gulf Coast. Damn. As the head of Pinellas County Child Protection Team, Smith examines virtually every child funneled to All Children's Hospital with suspicious injuries. Stay away from that hospital, I guess, if it's possible. Among prosecutors, her word is like gold. Yet for years, defense attorneys, parents, and even child welfare employees have complained about Smith's aggressive interrogation of parents, wondered why she often saw injuries invisible to other doctors, and questioned the specificity, if I'm saying it right, of her claims. It has been flabbergasting to me that she has been given the credence she's been given by the state attorneys and the sheriff's office, longtime defense attorney said Jennifer Fury. Doctors and other experts say Smith has nearly an impossible job. Be too cautious and she could send a child home to an abuser. Too aggressive and she could send an innocent child to jail. When reached by phone, Smith denied any problems with my work and directed further questions to the Florida Department of Health, which oversees the state's child protection teams. The department did not respond for multiple requests for comments. And this is the portion that I was just reading to you guys, that they've been doing an investigation into Florida's child welfare system to be published in the coming months. It found more than a dozen instances of where charges were dropped, parents were acquitted, or caregivers had credible claims of innocence yet suffered irredeemable damage to their lives and reputations. So here's another story. Beata, not even going to try, a 43-year-old mother of 2, died by suicide in 2017 after Smith accused her of Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a rare disorder in which a parent fakes a child's illness for sympathy or gain. And there's been some notorious stories about that. Her family members are now suing Smith and All Children's Hospital for what they said were trumped up claims. Bro, I've never even heard of this doctor. I never heard of these situations, and it's here in Florida. And this is the same doctor that examined this family's kids. John Stewart, a Marine Corps veteran, spent 300 days in jail on Smith's allegation that he killed his girlfriend's son by throwing him repeatedly against a soft surface. Prosecutors dropped the charges after a neuropathologist contradicted Smith's findings, according to internal memos. You got a list, and a list. Tara Brown, 39, underwent 3 grueling rounds of in vitro fertilization to conceive twins with her physician husband. She was accused of inflicting countless fractures on her 6-week-old infant, but the charges were expunged after another doctor diagnosed them with a rare bone disorder. Amazing. Isn't that crazy? She was accused of inflicting countless fractures, and they were expunged because another doctor went after this nut, in my opinion, what it seems like, nut, and another doctor diagnosed them with a rare bone disorder. Sally Smith told me that if I didn't tell them what was wrong, then my children would be put in foster care. She looked us straight in the eye and said, "One of you is lying. You've abused your children." Something wrong with this lady. Seems like she's on a power trip, ego trip. Dr. Sally Smith testifies about injuries found on a young victim during a murder trial in Sarasota in June 2014. So she's powerful, huh? Parents forced to defend themselves against Smith believe the extraordinary power of so-called child abuse pediatricians, a relatively new specialty, should be subject to more checks and balances. Yeah, I didn't even know this was a thing. So they got a whole new like specialty field for this shit. You get a second opinion for any major disease, said Zachary Wiesbra, a Sarasota engineer who spent nearly $40,000 fighting charges that he broke his infant's son's femur. Took 10 minutes, took a couple of pictures, checked his genitals, and then left. 10 minutes. And it changes the course of our lives. How can somebody get it wrong? How many times can you get it wrong? And how many kids can you have removed from the house? How many kids can you have trauma? How many lives can you ruin? She's that powerful? Cease and desist coming. 2 weeks after Smith's cryptic visit, an investigator from the Department of Children and Families escorted Kushner's out of the hospital where they had kept sleepless vigil for weeks. The department then took custody of William and his sister. In family court, Smith claimed that the Kushners subjected their son to egregious abuse. She said the mixture of old and new blood in William's brain proved that he had been abused multiple times since birth. Violent shaking would be one possibility, she said. Slamming him on a bed 15 times would be another. His rib fractures, she said, were 2 or 3 weeks old, caused by someone crushing his chest, according to DCF documents. Smith also claimed a linear bruise on William's arm indicated high-force blunt trauma with a long linear object. To the attorneys representing the Kushners, Smith's opinion came off as outlandish. They said the linear bruise was in fact a small rash that Alina herself had shown to William's pediatrician at a recent visit. According to our court records, the pediatrician testified the rash was likely from the straps of William's car seat and was so small that she would have not noticed had Alina not pointed it out. When the defense attorneys asked whether birth trauma could have explained William's injuries, Smith admitted she she had only partially examined the birth records. Partially. You're going to make a decision and you partially examine the birth records. Even the imaging findings were in question. California radiologist Dr. Susan Gutnick argued that Williams' hemorrhages were rebleeds from birth trauma, not from shaking. You hear that? How many times can you get it wrong? Seriously. There's no accountability. Who's in charge of this lady? There's no oversight. You can just keep fucking up. It's unlimited. In her report, Gutnick argued that Williams' rib fractures were closer to 6 weeks old, right around the time of birth. The prosecution is looking at this case from the outside in when they should be looking from the inside out, Gutnick said. The judge sided with the Kushners, citing the state's inconsistent testimony and failure to look into the circumstances of Williams' birth. She ordered William and Adele return to their parents immediately. It was a nightmare, said Vidam. I understand they have to check it out, but I had a feeling she, Smith, just signed off everybody as a child of abuse. My bad. I'm a horrible reader. There was insufficient evidence presented by the state that would show the mark on the arm was a result of being thrown or grasped by blunt force trauma. In 2009, December, nearly 200 physicians sat for the nation's first exam in child abuse pediatrics. She was one of them. Oh, 2009. Okay. Physicians and child advocacy lobbied medical boards for a decade to create a new specialty. They argued that research in brain injury, fractures, burns, and scars now enabled well-trained doctors to reliably distinguish abuse from an accident. That's always been my fear too, kind of. It's like it's just something. Things happen. I've had friends. I've seen their kids. They're sliding down something. Their face hits something. Their teeth gets busted out. Things. Things happen. I remember when I was a kid. I was playing. What was I doing? I was having a pillow fight with my cousins, like twin beds, separate, doing the pillow fight, going back and forth, whatever. Me, like a dumbass, I kept walking backwards, and I fell into a radiator. Remember back in the day when they used to have those metal things in the home, like a heater thing? I fell and I hit my head, and I was taken to the hospital. I remember my mother and father, they got into a fight. My mother got out the car, and they took me to the hospital, and they put me in this bed, and I was like put in a cast. I don't know why. This must be some old school stuff, so I couldn't move, and they just stitched my head back. That's probably why I'm kind of off the rails. So, in this day and age, maybe they would have said, oh, that's child abuse. It was just me and my cousins fighting, playing around, horsing around. Let's see. Let me skip past a little bit and let's see the doctor talk. I know it's getting a little late. This is a clip from 2015 lecture given by Dr. Sally Smith at All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg. Let's see what Dr. Sally Smith got to say.
It's about twice as likely that there will be drug abuse and alcohol. It's about twice as likely that there will be drug abuse and alcohol abuse in the family in households where there are victims of child abuse. Disability is a risk factor. In Florida, prior report to the child abuse hotline is a very high risk factor. It's worse than many other parts of the country, and it's complicated, but we see over and over again children who are reported to the hotline, and sure, there are people who are wrongly accused.
Yeah.
But I don't know, anybody show of hands in the room? Anybody had 10 reports to the child abuse hotline regarding their family? So, once, yeah, maybe that was just a fluke, but, over and over and over again, and then they keep coming up with there's no findings, it doesn't make any sense. One of the things we have to really keep in mind is that the primary problem with child abuse is that...
I want to show you something too, just real quick. You see how the numbers are dropping too? Anytime you get to anything where it's somewhat educational, people don't give a fuck about the information, the documentation, the dates, the multiple. People don't give a fuck about that. They just want to see the video and get out. That's how most people are. That's why YouTube, there's no point in doing anything educational, research, or nothing. People don't give a shit about that. All they care about is a little coloring book with pictures, and then they're out.
The person who has abused the child is full-on lying about what happened. And we have to remember that what we're being told is the history is a bunch of baloney, and it's our job to figure that out. So again, in history, and this is a little different.
What's happening? I'm late. 3 hours later, 4 hours later.
Children, and so they can't give their own history. So we're getting history from the caretakers. And again, keep in mind that they're usually lying. So
what's she say?
And again, keep in mind they're young children, and so they can't give their own history. So we're getting history from the caretakers. And again, keep in mind that they're usually lying. So we have to ask lots of questions to trip them up. Most of the time, they've thought of the main lie, but they haven't thought of all the details. So if you keep asking questions, the story falls apart. And so that is where we get this idea of sort of inconsistent details, different details provided by different caretakers when they're interviewed separately. If we keep going backwards, then we often get information in terms of what was going on leading up to this injury that the child sustained. When in a child who's brain dead was the last time that they were up and running around and playing, because that tells you that at that point, this injury had not occurred. So we can narrow down the timing of the injury and the perpetrator and things like that by asking a detailed history. So these are just other kinds of questions that we would ask. We can, again, get a little bit of an idea, just like asking women how they settle arguments. What's discipline at your house? Now, a lot of these children who have had DCF come to their home multiple times are pretty savvy with this. And, they talk about timeout and they, say, oh no, I never get hit and things like that. Well, the younger ones sometimes are, out of the mouths of babes come great information sometimes. So,
this is so stupid and ignorant. That's why I don't believe in the experts. So it's stupid and egotistical. Kids say all kinds of stuff. There's times I'm walking and I bump into my daughter by accident, just a little bit. Daddy, you pushed me, and it's whatever. Which, it was, somebody like this nut job sitting there. It's abuse, or sometimes we play around, you know what I'm saying? We wrestle a little bit because I want to toughen her up to get strong, in case, kids in school, the kids are wild these days. God forbid somebody like this ever interrogates your child. God forbid. With blinders on, a linear thought process, and think she knows it all.
Most of the time the older kids have been well coached, but the little kids can't keep the story together if you keep asking questions. So we want to look and see.
We want to trip up the kids. You could literally, coerce a child to say whatever you want. The younger kids. I mean, there is times where parents, it's probably a difficult situation, but to me, she just seems so just nonchalant. They're all liars and they're all just making up and they're all coerced, a child speaking to an adult that they don't know being interrogated. It is a really dangerous thing. It is a dangerous thing when you got people like this.
If the explanation is consistent with the injury, are there any really objective witnesses, and is what we're being told consistent with the child's age and developmental level?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of more stories, and a lot of people have been affected, and who knows, maybe I'll make a video one day. I'm going to bookmark this. Maybe we can make a video. I can collect some stuff. It's good to have a whole thing like this put together where you can kind of look at the history, but also every case is case by case. But it looks like from this, man, there's a lot of people that were like screwed, really screwed. And then just imagine if you don't have the money or the funds to get a lawyer. And even when you have a lawyer, you're going upstream in court to fight. That's why some people get crazy. That's why some people get tired. I remember there was one story that I covered where the father allegedly kidnapped the kids from the foster home. Now, I don't know about the whole situation. I think they did the birth at home thing too. And supposedly, you know, the CPS, they took the child to the doctor. They were saying malnourishment too. And who knows? Maybe that's a thing too. Maybe the kids are malnourished. Maybe that's just a code for, yeah, I'm just going to say this shit and we're going to take this kid and wrap him up and take him away. To me, I mean, seeing that lady at the little conference thing, she was just a cold, callous person. You know, just, I don't know. And do you feel sorry? Like when you get it wrong, do you feel sorry or do you have any kind of guilt or you just keep going about your way? Do you feel any kind of guilt for people that lose their kids and then they're wrong and they get their kids back and their life is destroyed, or the guy that was locked up? You know? There's a bunch of stories on this article. Let me read one more and then we'll call it, I guess, for tonight. This is a great article. This one's Stories USA Today network.com. Tyler Ruslot was a 21-year-old carnival worker looking for some stability when he moved in with his girlfriend and her 8-month-old son in 2012. On an unusually warm night in February, after feeding the boy dinner, his girlfriend left to return a movie while Ruslot bathed him and got him ready for bed. Ruslot was making a bottle when he saw the child stiffen and seize. At the hospital, doctors sucked chunks of pear out of the boy's airway. Scans revealed brain bleeds, had some bleeding behind the eyes, but no skull fractures. It's the family right here. And this is a picture that was taken, Tyler, picture with his wife Kelly and the kids in 2015 before a judge sentenced him to 10 years in prison for violating his probation. Ruslot was accused by child abuse pediatrician Sally Smith, of shaking and possibly hitting his girlfriend's child in 2012. According to police records, Smith told investigators the only way the baby could have sustained his injuries was through shaking. And because he felt unconscious in the 20 minutes that his mother was at the Publix, police believe the perpetrator was Ruslot. Investigators pressed Ruslot. Could he have shaken a boy a little too hard, bumped him while playing, seen him fall off something? I've analyzed every situation in the last week of how this kid could have fell, bumped his head, and slipped, told them. What I'm telling you is the absolute truth. There was no fall, there was no shake. Attorneys repeatedly warned Ruslot that his charges could carry a 30-year sentence if he lost the trial. We were told Smith's word is like gold and don't even try it. That's how it is in court. I guess with this lady. They just forget the law, forget everything. They just take her word with it. That's what they say. What kind of weak people do you have over there? They just take her word and that's it. But as medical records trickled in, it appeared that Smith claimed to observe multiple symptoms that others hadn't. In her deposition, Smith claimed that the child was lethargic and not tracking with his eyes, implying significant concussion. But at least 3 other doctors recorded the boy as active and vigorous. Well, that's interesting. One doctor, this one here, is saying significant concussion, while 3 others are saying active and vigorous and tracking well. According to the deposition transcript, she also testified that she saw several bruises on the child's back and lesions on his leg in the shape of the hot top of a cigarette lighter. Injuries that no other medical professionals noted despite numerous examinations. So nobody else sees this, but this woman sees it, and she's okay doing what she's doing. Anybody see anything wrong with that? Well, it could mail. It's just words. We don't got time for words. We got to see all the drama and celebrity whatever shit. Lastly, Smith said the child would have lost consciousness immediately due to damaged blood vessels and nerve fibers in the brain, typical of shaken baby syndrome. Yet the radiologist who performed the MRI said there was no convincing evidence. So Smith says the child would have lost consciousness immediately due to damaged blood vessels and nerve fibers, typical of shaken baby syndrome. Yet there's no evidence of that. Right? That's okay. Her word is gold in the courtrooms. Wiley, the defense expert, questioned why Smith discounted the pear chunks blocking the baby's airway. In his rebuttal, Wiley said the baby's symptoms pointed to a loss of oxygen flowing to the brain due to a choking incident rather than being shaken. In 2015, less than a month before the scheduled trial date, prosecutors offered Rosslet an unusually lenient deal. If he agreed to plead no contest to child neglect, they would offer 10 years of probation and no prison time. So they gave him a sweetheart deal, I guess. Maybe because they knew they had nothing. Rosslet, now married and a father of 2, took the deal. He worked long hours installing fences, coming home sweaty to rock his children to sleep. But 4 months later, while on a family kayaking trip in Orlando, his probation officer called. He had forgotten to ask for permission to leave the county, a violation of his probation. At the hearing of January 2016, his probation officer testified that she didn't believe the violation merited jail time. In a letter to the court, a second probation officer who monitored Rosslet during the 3 years he was out on bond, called him one of the most compliant clients ever. But Judge John Burns, newly assigned to the case, dismissed their testimony. Instead, he recited portions of Smith's report. He takes the deal. He's on probation. They offer him the sweetheart deal. I think they offered him that because they knew that they were bullshit. Okay. They gave him this sweet deal. He goes on a family trip. Probation officer calls him. They track him. He violated his probation. He's in court. The one person's, his officer's like, he's always done good. He's always followed the rules. Doesn't warrant jail time. This new judge cites Smith's report from the original arrest affidavit, declaring that the young father had committed a crime of extreme violence. The judge sentenced him to 10 years in prison. Look how the system does people, right? How disgusting is that? And these people don't feel nothing? Isn't that disgusting, yo? Making a mistake is ordering ceviche off a mobile lunch truck, Burns scolded. Committing a second-degree felony against an infant is a criminal conduct. In prison, Rosslet has been harassed and stabbed while working on his appeal. If granted a new hearing, his lawyers plan to challenge the validity of Smith's medical findings, but the process takes years and he still is waiting. In every family photo, his relatives include a stuffed black lamb as a symbol that they haven't forgotten him, the black sheep of the family. His stepmother, Cheryl, sends the photos through the prison email system. The lamb at his sister's wedding, the lamb at his daughter's birthday, the lamb at his son's preschool graduation. The kids ask, "Where's daddy?" And grandma fibs, and even though she knows they won't buy it for long. "Daddy loves you," she says, "but he's working very hard." There's the black lamb. Bro. I mean, how crazy is that? And that's just one story. There's a bunch of other stories, and we read some of the other stories. These people can ruin and screw your life forever. And you're at their mercy. Crazy. I want to get put on their list by talking about this crap. But and the connection's kind of acting a little funny. We're at the 2-hour mark. Yo, thank you so much, guys, for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. Last minute, kind of. I didn't think anybody was going to come through. Crazy story, man. I hope this family gets justice and the truth comes out. And there's more stuff on the GoFundMe. And, this is me just giving my thoughts, not knowing the entire thing. Who knows everything, right? Who knows what's the full story? But Crazy, man. But yeah, you guys get some rest. I'm going to be doing some stuff tomorrow. Hopefully I have a video for you guys tomorrow. Thank you for coming through. Be safe. Please hit like if you wouldn't mind to get the algorithm going. They'll probably demonetize us with the language that I use. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind hitting like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications. So, because I'm popping videos back to back to back to back to back to back. So to keep up, make sure you have notifications on. All right. So when did this happen? The infant was taking us out. This was just recent, a couple days ago. The latest incident was from a couple days ago. This is from let me see what they posted this on Instagram 3 days ago. So and their Instagram, I'll put it on the description too real quick before I get out. The description. If anybody just wants to go support whatever they're doing. It's interesting. I didn't expect all this from this video. I expected we're just going to read the article, we're going to watch the video, but then this doctor, wow. I had no idea that was going on. No idea. And they can do it to anybody. And it seems like if they wanted to, they could just target you. Who would want to go to that hospital? That's the hospital everybody needs to avoid. Stay the hell away, or whatever that. What's that hospital? All the Children's Hospital. Why would anybody go over there? It has good reviews apparently. John Hopkins, All Children's Hospital. Oh, they got good reviews apparently. People are hitting the comment section. I mean, the reviews right there right now. Ooh, okay. All right, people not playing. People are hitting up the. Now the whole world is watching. Stop trying to help Sally Smith. Not doctor. She isn't one. She's a home wrecker. She needs to be fired immediately, as well as removed permanently from practicing. The doctors here are child traffickers. Do not take your child here. Yo, I would stay the hell away from, just my opinion. I'm going to try to send me no nothing. Why would I want to send my child to a place like this? Reading all this historical shit. Why would anybody want to send their kids to this place? Ooh, they're getting bombarded. Read into this recent history. Oh boy, they got it. Oh, but somebody on the site is apparently responding to people. They didn't respond to any of this shit, but they are responding to the one positive comment here. Super doctor, great nurses, especially Nurse Cheryl. Hit like on that. New parents be warned. A certain doctor works at this hospital that has been known to look for any reason to accuse parents of abusing their child. Her name is Dr. Sally. So she works at the hospital and with the state. She will have your child taken away and tear your family apart. Multiple parents had to go through expensive legal battles in court to prove their innocence and be reunited. I wonder what's this woman's problem? Is she psychotic? Is that some sort of thing? Like she gets some sort of high off of that? Is she just destructive nature of fucking people over? I'm gonna come for that guy, Icked Mel. You think you're funny? I'm gonna get you, Icked Mel. And people not playing. I would not go to the hospital yet. I can't lie, yo. Everybody needs to know that though, for real, man. All parents should know about that stuff. I wouldn't stay the hell away. Oof. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even a month ago. Don't bring your baby here if you have medical questions and are looking for help. They will just take your child away. Call you an unfit parent. Dr. Sally Smith is the main one too. If anyone else has experience unlawfully taking your child at the hands of this lady or this hospital, please chime in. Let's start spreading awareness. Yo, we kind of should get that out. Are you guys still here rocking with me? I'm just looking at the reviews. It's 12 a.m. Do you know where your children are? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a really scary thing to think that somebody like that could have that much power. And if they really wanted to screw with you, mess with you, if they wanted to be vengeful, it seems like there's not much checks and balances. It seems like these people just take her word. I don't know what kind of power she has or whatever, why it's like that. It seems like she could just target people at will, and she's had multiple complaints. Oh, yeah. Oof. Anyway, thank you guys. Love you. Have a good night. Peace. Take care, man. Night. Adios. Adios. Where's Benjamin Crump? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, man. Dr. Sally Smith. I had no idea this woman. Never heard of her before until today. It is important to get that out though, man. We need to that whole something doesn't seem right with that doctor or that hospital, if you ask me, just my opinion. So, all right, good night, man. Peace.